Hello to everyone. Hope you are doing well. At the end of Parashat Va'era, there's a fascinating two verses that talks about the plague of hail. Hail had a devastating impact on Egypt, and the Torah describes how it affected a few specific items that grow. Okay, so the Torah tells us vehapishta vehaseora, that you should know that when it comes to the flax and to the barley, nukata, actually they were completely damaged. Why? Why was the flax and barley damaged from the hail? Ki haseora aviv, because when it comes to the barley, it grows early. It's aviv, and the pishta givol and the flax was already in its stalk, devastated. On the other hand, hachita ve'akusemet, when it comes to the wheat and to the spelt, lo nuku, they were not affected. Ki afilot hena, they only show up later. So this is a very interesting verse because on the surface, it's information that is not so relevant. What is the Torah teaching us here? So perhaps it's teaching us the following idea. In life, when we're not mature yet, we have all kind of dreams and ideals of how our life is going to look and what we at that stage consider success. We hope for ourselves. Eventually we mature, and life does provide many surprises, right? And those things that we were hoping for, wealth, fame, comfort, though it does not always happen the way we imagined. But as we mature, we could start understanding that those things are not really a sign of success. That doesn't define who I am. And therefore, those things that we start appreciating as we are more mature, and we realize that, my essence is my neshama, my soul. And when it comes to the success of the soul, it doesn't really depend on things around me. Because if my goal is to become more connected to my source and to my creator and to my tradition, and to overcome the challenges of life through it, nothing from those primitive dreams can impact it. Those things that are primitive often are chopped early in life. Those things that develop, right, the real successes, those things that come later, those are the ones that survive. Now, in Egypt, the what was grown there and very, very popular was actually flax, and it was a symbol of Egyptian culture. The Talmud actually tells us that in the wilderness, the Jews always dreamt, those that were not on the right level, of the good old days in Egypt when they wore flax. And so too when it comes to foods. Barley is always viewed as a lower level of a grain, right? It was used as animal feed. And so too when we want to symbolize the idea that we took a journey from Pesach to Shavuot, the journey begins with a meal offering in the temple in the Bet HaMikdash of barley. When we mature spiritually on Shavuot, it becomes a meal offering of wheat, indicating that barley is really a symbol of those immature thoughts, attitudes, goals. So too, flax symbolize those goals that we have early in life. Those things get chopped off, right? Hapishta ve'asora, those things that symbolize immaturity, nukata, they don't survive because they come early. On the other hand, when it comes to wheat and spelt, which is a subcategory of wheat, hachita ve'hakusemet, those things lo nuku, those things that develop later, right? Goals that we develop in life when we are a little bit more mature, when we understand what is considered really important, what is a priority. Those things that come to us at a later stage and were not developed early, just as they survived the plague of hail, so too they survive. And they are the ones that we really take with us. So perhaps a little bit of a reading into this verse that appears at the end of Parshat Va'era, and a reminder of what we are supposed to consider as a success right? We look and we read about the world around us. Uh, it's perhaps not a proper way of defining who we are and what is indeed a success. We turn to our tradition, we gain a lot of clarity, and through that clarity, we have happiness. It should be a wonderful day to all. Bye bye.